Hey guys, so this is a follow-up vid to me changing to a full-length guide rod, the Wilson Combat, and using a CP buff. In my last video, I talked about how I changed it out and everything functioned reliably. However, my wrist took a pounding because with the spring being compressed more because of the buff and not having any give because of the Recoil guide rod, it just all went into my wrist, and it felt like I was shooting like an 18 or 20 pound Recoil spring. So I ordered a 12 pound and a 14 pound Recoil spring to test out to see which one I could go down to and still keep my stock reliability, but also go back to that stock feel of a 16 pound spring. Here's the 16 pound spring, and what I noticed about these springs I got from J&D company. On a normal Recoil spring, you see how it's open-ended there, and normally this is the end that goes towards the end of the barrel, and then the one that fits up against your guide rod is closed. On these, if you can see, it's the same on both ends, and what I found was these were wound so tight it wouldn't even fit over the guide rod. So what I did was I had to take a pair of needle nose pliers and go in like this and just open it back up some so it could fit without damaging or compromising the strength of the spring. So did that, ran off, and I forgot the 12 pound. I ordered two 14s. Well, I got two 14s and two 12s. They had a special on eBay. If you buy one, you got one free. So I ended up with two 14s and two 12s, and not looking, I just grabbed them and ended up taking two of the 14s with me. So I only got to test out this one, the 14, and I retested the 16 pound spring. And so what I did was shot videos of each, and I'll show you those now. Okay guys, so this is the stock 16 pound spring speed. Nothing different, stuff y'all seen before. And so here's the 16 pound in slow motion, and if you watch, you can see it on the recovery. It's shooting pretty flat, not too much dive when it slide comes back into battery. Nothing too hairy. A lot better than the first time I shot it. So here's the 14 pound, just in regular film speed. And this felt way better. And here's in slow motion, here's where it really shows. It shoots way flat. Nothing major, but you don't have that nosedive when the slide returns the battery and picks up the next round. It just cocks back and then goes flat again. So I reshot the 16 pound spring, which for whatever reason didn't feel as bad today, but shooting the 14 pound felt, literally with the guide rod, the CP buff, and shooting a 14 pound Recoil spring, it literally feels like shooting a 9mm, the recoil on it. So I know there's not that big of a difference with the recovery of the shot between the 16 and the 14, but the 14 pound just feels a lot better. and I noticed that you know, even though it's minimal, I could recover my shots a lot faster. So I think I'm going to stick with the 14 pound in it and keep breaking it in. I did, like I said, I forgot the 12 pound, and I may, the next time I go to the range, go ahead and run the 12 pound, and just to see what the difference is. You know, because if you run your recoil spring too light, you know, the gun won't function properly. Your slide hangs open longer. It also may not have enough power in it, or it may have too much power in it throwing the slide back. As also, if you go with too heavy of a slide, or well, also with the lighter spring, you're going to bang the hell out of your frame. And then if you go too heavy, you have a lot of dip. You know, and again, your frame is taking a beating, which is lessened by having some sort of shock buff. But you know, still, you don't. It's easier to replace cheaper parts than replace frames and slides. So something to keep in mind. But overall, I'm really happy with the 14 pound. It functioned reliably. It feels great. So I think I'm going to stick with it. And if I do the 12 pound, I'll be sure and shoot a video just for comparison. But anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to answer and share whatever I know. And as always, have a great day, and please subscribe.